Firstly and foremost, happy Friday, everyone. Hopefully you all are having a great day. Secondly, is the SoFi rally here? Well, let me ask you this question once again. What was the price on SoFi 1 week ago? Well, it was about 15 something, right? Low $15 where I was buying along with many other people. So yes, this is the start of the SoFi rally. All the way back to $25. And then we're going to be soaring to $32 and past all-time highs like a rocket ship. Woohoo! Congratulations to every single person out there that has been buying this stock for the last couple months in discounted territories. Now we are seeing high momentum, high volume, oil continuing to trend downward. And as we get wrapped up in the Middle East, hopefully everything goes very well. Hopefully everything is secured and very much done. When oil gets below 80 and then below 75, below 70, back in the 60s, maybe we even get back into the 50s the next couple of months, maybe by the end of this year, maybe sooner, maybe a little later, but it's going to happen. This stock is going to go on a epic roller coaster and a rocket ship to the upside. Oh yes, it's going to be great. So I have a lot of stuff to talk about in today's episode. Firstly and foremost, welcome if you are new. I tend to put out videos Monday through Friday on this channel. I might drop some bonus videos on the weekend. Tomorrow I might be making a bonus video pretty much showing how to kind of really set up like a chart. I use TradingView, my brokerage apps. I use Webull for a YouTube channel public profile, which I'll show momentarily. And I also use Robinhood. That's where I have my main stock profile on. But I will say, out of all the different brokers, out of all the different like apps out there, or I should say websites such as like TradingView and stuff, all is really indicating pretty much the same thing around SoFi. We are very much on a nice rally. Very nice rally. Go back last week, go back very much more than a week ago, and we have been very much in the $15 range since pretty much earnings. So you're talking about a month now, and yes, we are breaking out and very much getting back to the level we were at before earnings. So before I really go over pretty much the charts here, I do want to go over some other little admin stuff relatively quickly, and I do want to talk about pretty much what is happening, because yesterday we got some epic news, which I did make a video on. And this YouTube channel is not supposed to be just dedicated to SoFi. By all means, I'm a SoFi raging bull. I have massive positions invested in SoFi, and I'm also a long-term investor of SoFi. I'm not looking to trade SoFi, very much looking to be long for many years, if not any, maybe the next like 10 years, to be honest. Why is that? Because the management team, especially the CEO of SoFi, has very much used bold words that very much have aligned to my investing strategy, where there's really no nice way for me to put this. And if you fall into this category, I apologize if this seems kind of offensive, but the boomer and baby boomer generation is leaving our dimension. Simplest terms, they're dying off. Well, the Gen Z and Gen Alpha in future generations, they're not going to legacy banking. They want a fun bank. They want a fintech. If you don't believe me, well, do your due diligence like I have. Okay, I'm a millennial. I'm about to be 38 years old next month, and I want my banking experience to be like a video game. Yeah, level up your life, level up your banking experience, which means you make more money. So, having a financial institution, such as kind of like a video game institution in a way, SoFi, where they are a all-in-one shop, it appeals to a lot of people that very much are in the future generations. And yeah, it's the truth, okay? The future generations, they don't give a cahoots about balancing their checkbook, because everything is online. Everything is on their cell phone. Everything is a tap away from accessing. The old days where you had to, theoretically balance your checkbook on a piece of paper and go to your bank maybe once per week to actually see your money in your account, it's very much over. And then you look on the flip side of the financial institution, SoFi USD officially launched yesterday. That is massive. I talked about the news yesterday, so definitely check that out, like I said, if you want to really see that bit of news. But what is going on currently? Okay, I want to go ahead and say some stuff relatively quickly before getting too far ahead of myself. Like I said, if you are truly new here, welcome. I run various other YouTube channels. My main YouTube channel is actually a video gaming channel, 208,000 subscribers, Nightmare RH. And then I restarted one of my older YouTube channels, Nightmare RH on RS, 61,000, another gaming channel. I've been on YouTube now officially for 18 years. Yeah, that's right, 18 years. Started making videos May of 2008 on this channel. I just started advertising this channel among my ecosystem of other YouTube channels, so let's go ahead and grow this channel to 1,000 plus subscribers. So if you do enjoy my content, definitely smash the subscribe button, because you're going to be getting a lot of real talk. I'm a real person. I'm not fake. I'm also a retail investor and trader. I'm not some big Wall Streeter. But on the flip side, I am doing a fun public profile challenge on this YouTube channel. Looking to take 6 figures, looking to take a couple 10 figures to 6 figures in the course of 17 months. The account challenge started 2 January of this year, baby. And oh man, we are just getting started. Oh, I have been buying SoFi on this account publicly in the last 4 months, ever since it broke below 25 bucks. And SoFi is going to cause this account to push past 60, maybe even into $65,000. Very, very much upside gains for SoFi on this account. I do own SoFi also on my private account as well too. Like I said, very, very, very big, heavily invested into SoFi. And I've been buying SoFi since February of 2024, when nobody wanted the stock. Nobody believed in the stock. My average on this profile is $7.41, baby. Massive gains on this account. So all to all, I own close to 2,300 shares. Actually, hold on one second. My OCD is going to drive me crazy if I don't actually add this up correctly. Let's see. 1,642 plus 603. Oh, come on, man. That's not even close to 2,300 shares. What the? 2,245 shares of SoFi here. I mean, hey, it's a little bit close to 2,300, right? Still, though, massive position in SoFi. And this stock is definitely going to be a win-win chicken dinner long term. It's going to make this account, like I said, go well into the 60,000s. Robinhood is recovering so very nicely. Robinhood is another one that kind of really ties well with SoFi. Robinhood in the next year or so, 12, 24 months from my price predictions, well beyond 200 bucks. That's going to take this account very much higher. The account challenge to 6 figures is pretty much going to conclude May of next year. What happens if I don't get to 6 figures? Well, I mean, it's going to get to 6 figures eventually, but it's a fun challenge, damn it. That's pretty much about it. But Robinhood is definitely going to push this account up by nearly 6,000, maybe even more. I am an Adobe bull. Adobe is very unpopular right now for software, but I do see software very much recovering. Adobe is going to push this account very much higher. Palantir is going to come back to life and very much going to push this account higher. A little bit of Meta. I'll get a little bit of green, but Meta's in a hurdle. PayPal, still a little optimistic of PayPal, but I may actually chisel out. ServiceNow, I was actually not aggressive buying. And ServiceNow utterly taking off. Same thing happened to Oracle. I was actually buying Oracle, and I sold Oracle a couple weeks ago. I was up over 40% on a fairly small position, and it's crazy. These stocks, they move and they move. And by the way, where did I put my money that I sold Oracle? I put it into SoFi, Hood, and also ServiceNow. Yeah, so my shares of Oracle basically being condensed into SoFi, cannot complain. Okay, so what is going on with SoFi pretty much? Well, a couple things in my opinion. So I don't really talk about this a lot, and I really should be talking about this a lot more. Shorts. Right now, the short interest on SoFi is a little bit over 13%. Call it 14%, give or take. You gotta be having some balls of steel to really be shorting this stock right now. I can go ahead and understand if you were shorting the stock back in maybe like January, especially when a lot of AI fears were really coming to the market. And then when the Iran war basically pretty much like started and oil started really surging, I can listen to your argument. Okay, I'm very much a realist of a bull. I'm not a perma bull because I do listen to the bears, and also the shorts. I don't agree with them, but I do listen to them when they say, "Hey, look, you take a short position on SoFi because monetary policy is in the gutter. Rate cuts, no rate cuts this year. We did have two. Oil in the Middle East is surging higher." Okay, I totally understand it. Now is the time, shorts, you're about to get rocked. So, shorts and anyone or any institution shorting SoFi, there is going to be high momentum coming into this stock because one, oil is bleeding to the downside. It looks like we do have a solid deal in the Middle East on the Strait of Hormuz. I think I just butchered that word. But business is going to be open and flowing in the Middle East with oil, which means oil is going to surge well below $80 a barrel. That is extremely bullish for SoFi. The new Fed governor, I am very bullish on him. I think the guy is going to be extremely dovish. People are saying he's a hawk. He has been hawkish if you look at in the past before this AI surge has basically pretty much happened. I believe he's going to come in January next month, and the new Fed governor is going to say, "Hey, look, we can't lower interest rates right now because our inflation reports are very much going up. However, we're not raising interest rates because we're not stupid. We know this is a temporary surge of inflation. The market is, of course, fearing the worst." Yesterday, I ended up showing some estimates. Actually, I'll go ahead and pull them up right now. Pretty much, if you look at the Fed watch and understand that all this stuff is driven by algos, it can change in a blink of an eye, snap of a fingers. Back in December, I was making videos on here, and back in December, 6 months ago, we had I believe it was a 15-20% chance of getting a rate cut. Well, guess what? We got a rate cut in December, right? Oh boy, the screen is tiny. There we go, big screen here. So obviously, if we go all the way out to 29 July, the market is pricing in rate hikes. This is honestly bullshit. And the reason why is because the market is looking, and first of all this stuff is driven by algos. Understand, it's algorithms, it's bots. If you are new to the stock market, this might be hard to understand, but the stock market is ran by bots, automation. Yeah, that's utterly crazy to think about, but this is all based on algorithms. Right now, the algorithm for inflation is going up. So therefore, the percent of a rate hike in the future is going to go up. Once everything cools down, it's going to be removed. What also cools stuff down? The Fed governor coming out June 17th next month and saying, hey, we're not going to be raising interest rates. Get that fear off the table. That's very bullish and dovish. If inflation does come down, we can see one rate cut definitely, or maybe 2 rate cuts if it does come down. Or maybe the guy straight up comes out and says, hey, we're going to be looking at 2 rate cuts at the end of this year. Boom, baby. SoFi at the beginning of this year was guiding for 2 rate cuts for 2026. So therefore, if we get 2 rate cuts again, shorts, you are going to have your world utterly rocked. Majorly rocked. So understand what is happening around this stock, let alone the stock market, how we are seeing a lot of pressure, buying pressure. People are very much getting in. Institutions are very much loading the boat. Me personally, in the last 6-7 months, I have bought well beyond $70,000 worth of stock, hard cash. And I'm going to continue to buy more over the course of this year because honestly, you should be buying stock regardless if the stock market is at all-time highs, if the stock market is in the gutter. You got to be, there's discounts always, left and right. I'm actually looking at some discounts on my watch list right now that I may actually rotate some of my losses on this profile into some better opportunities. Because, like I said, I talked about this yesterday. PayPal, PayPal, obviously, boohoo. You know, it's the management team pretty much let myself down and let many of other people down as well. Adobe, they are getting a new CEO. That is worrying really a lot of people. But at the same time, I use Adobe products every day. Maybe I'm a little biased. I definitely am. I still see good things around Adobe, but Adobe is very much, it's being talked down. So maybe Adobe doesn't work out for me. Maybe I got to rotate some losses. At the end of the friggin' day, this account is up by 35%. Okay? More wins than losses. If you are new to investing or trading, this is a very crucial question you have to ask yourself. And also on a closing note to today's video. Are you a profitable investor? Are you a profitable trader? If the answer is no, you got to rethink your strategy. If the answer is yes, casualties are going to come. I am far from God by any means. I'm not a perfect person. And when it comes to the stock market, there's going to be losers. And it's all about the winners being better than the losers. So I might actually be rotating some of my losses here into better plays. But to go ahead and reflect on what I said, you got to be buying stock regardless. The last 7 months, I've been buying a ton of stock when a lot of people. And I don't drink alcohol anymore. I just walk around bars, drinking some coffee or eating some burgers. But I do ask people, and I'm very much a extroverted human being. And in the last 6 months, I've been out with my boys, and I've been asking just random people. I'm like, hey, you know, what do you think about, you know, the stock market economy? Oh, you know, now isn't really the good time. Well, guess what? 2024, I pretty much did the same thing. And nobody wanted to buy stock. This year is reminding me a lot of 2024. Yes, obviously Liberation Day last year was a crash. We did have a very much a correction earlier this year, especially in the very much in the major indexes, but it wasn't a full-blown crash like last year. However, understand that no full-blown crash correction is ever going to be the same. But you can very much compare this year to 2025, last year. I honestly feel that this year just, it kind of feels a lot like 24 for some reason. It doesn't necessarily feel like 25, although we very much have the same like price action last year. Obviously, the beginning half of last year, Liberation Day, was terrible. And then we had a ripper rally throughout the summer. So, I mean, it could very much be like the same thing. But this year, it feels like 24 to me. I made a boatload of money in 2024. Also last year as well, too. And the reason being is because when nobody wanted to be buying stocks, I was out here in front of my computer. The time to play golf is honestly now. Right now is literally the time to play golf. It is it's 09:55 a.m. I don't have a tee time or anything today, let alone I didn't make any plans, but right now I literally just want to grab my golf clubs and just go on the golf course. Like when the market is green, it's not supposed to be fun. When the market is red, that is when it's supposed to be fun. Okay, you gotta condition your brain to love the red. Red means blood. Blood means buy. Buy. If you're a long-term investor, you pick up discounted shares for the future. If you're a trader, you buy the blood, you buy the fear, you buy the dip, you sell the rip. It's a simple terminology. So on a super closing note, once again, motivation purposes, hopefully everyone has a great day, a great weekend. Tomorrow, stay tuned. Yeah, I'll probably be making a, like, how to set up your chart type video. I have been, oh yes, friggers, man. I should have said this before. I do have a free Discord. It's pretty much an everything Discord, a gaming Discord, a stock Discord. That link is, down below, completely free to join. You just get placed into a processing area, and then you get asked by my Discord bot if you want to have a stock role or like a gamer role. It's up to you, or you could very well pick both. But if you want to join my Discord, talk among good people, that link is down below, entirely free to join. Definitely check that out. Otherwise, always do your due diligence like I have, especially around stocks. Stay awesome, everyone, and we have a lot of good things to come for the future. All right, everyone, later.